Before this video begins, I would just like to say for those that are not new here, why not join this channel and be alerted for more videos just like this. It is completely free, you can unsubscribe later, so like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys all on the flip side. And hope you all enjoy this video. Alright, let's get this video started. Hello everyone, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today I have another package. This is going to be like the same format from that Fergus video, but not a 3D print. Without any further ado, let's get right into this. This one I'm really excited about because I've been meaning to replace an engine. And sorry if it's kind of janky, I'm using a little bit of a system here. So here we have two special additions, pretty much. Didn't mean it that way. Let's start off with the tender. Anyways, here is the new tender for my new Neville. So I got this lot, or no, not lot. I got this engine from eBay, and apparently this engine is not working. But let's see what we can do to get this fixed. And here we go. Here is the new Neville. The faces are still wonky. I'll probably fix one of them and I'll probably might use just this face, repaint the eyes, and put it back on this one, or on the new one. But yeah, this is the new Neville. Oh, I don't even need to, oh, it has no, oh, not good. So now I know what they meant by broken. Okay. Well, we'll have to glue that back on for sure. But basically, without any screwdriver, let's see if this motor works straight off the bat. Okay, that gives it a challenge. Nice. Alright. First, yes, nice. That's one thing I want to keep in mind. For most of the engines I do get, they are either gearish, pretty much. And they don't work for the grip, but I'm glad that this one does. So yeah, let me tell you a bit of the flaw with this one. So yeah, the flaw is with this one is mainly the tender. The front is alright, but just I had to repaint the buffer beam, change the side rods, which to be honest didn't really match the dark red pretty much. But yeah, let me tell you the flaw with the tender. So with this tender, it is quite old, and if you look at the bottom difference, yeah, there's not much. The screw is gone, and it's only being held by a Q-tip. And the axles are held by the shell, which is now pretty bad. But yeah, if you look on the inside, it is pretty bad. This is like one of the oldest tenders I have in my collection, which I will admit right now. But one of the major key factors is, if you see that right there, if you remember an old video of mine, I'll probably show a clip right about here. Help with this. Now, I've been trying to customize it. So yeah, that is pretty much the cause of right here. So that is why I've been on the hunt for a new Neville. This one was a good price. So it was like, I was like, that's hell of a steal. So I took it and got my chance. But yeah, that is the cause of me buying a new Neville. And to be honest, can't really clean that out. But yeah, I have a few things in mind that I want to do already. One is to glue this back on. So I'm just going to take this off quickly. It is off. So yeah, one of the major key factors for this is that I'm going to have to glue this back on. I'm just going to keep it in place there for... Oh, well, never mind. But yeah, I'm going to get started on this, and I'm going to take you along for this experience, and I'm going to show you step by step of how I'm going to turn this into my proper Neville for my series. So step one is to majorly clean this up. What I mainly use is old or new toothbrushes that I have laying around, or pretty much done. You may think that's gross, but it's another good clean way to like get all the dust and all the crap out of it. So yeah, I'm gonna get started on that, and I'm gonna first do the buffer beams, at least on this tender first. I think I'm mainly just gonna use a brush because it mainly does work for cleaning it. Oh yeah. And we'll damp it just a bit. Just on the tip. And that should also help clean that up pretty nicely. And not only that, with a bit of water on the tip of the brush, it should also help like clean the surface pretty well for it. I'd say that would be called pretty much clean by now. And when I'm pretty much done, I will take any kind of Kleenex just to like clean up a bit. And just kind of for the back too. For me, this is going to be a long video, so I'm going to skip past this, and then we will be back to do the shell. So yeah, moving on to the shell now, I'm going to glue this on, and then let it sit to dry, and then we'll start working on the motor. And I am back. I got it all glued up. Just going to let it sit to dry now, and then we shall move on to the motor. So for any engine of this matter, you may think that a battery will always get it to work. That would be wrong. The one step that you have to do is check if the terminals are clean, and which for this matter, they are both clean pretty well. So if that doesn't work, then take it apart carefully. But another tip that I like to do if the battery doesn't wake up from a regular like AA one is that I like to use a 9-volt battery. With a 9-volt battery, it will jump that motor back, and then it'll get it back to life. So I'm going to try it here. If it doesn't, then I'm going to have to replace the motor entirely. Well, you might have heard that, but it works now. Now let's see with a regular battery. Oh, and there we go. And just like that, a 9-volt battery comes back to life. Or the motor comes back to life finally. For who knows how long. But I will take it apart to give it a good clean out, because normally when motors are stuck for a while, that usually also means that a lot of dirt gets built up inside of the motor where the gears are. So one thing I like to do is I'll take my Dremel and some of my bits for the Dremel. Like this drill bit I have is like just a wire brush. Well, not necessarily wire, but you get it. But with this, I like to clean out the gears in between, like the notches, I believe what they're called. Or no, the teeth in the gears. I like to clean them up nicely, and then they'll stay running and stay nice and quiet. Normally, if it's loud, it is the cause of the actual motor. So the motor will get like wet and all that. This one I can tell from the side by looking at it. It is pretty dirty. I can see a bit of brown in it, or cream color. But yeah, I'm going to take this apart and I'll be right back. And then the furnace decides to kick in. Anyways, I am back and took it all apart, just making sure to keep all the parts in one place. I like to use these little dish soap pods for like washer and dryers to keep all the little parts in, to make them not move or be lost from life. Anyways, let's get on to this motor. So when I first took it out, for some odd reason, when the battery didn't necessarily get contact, it didn't work for a minute. But now it's back, so definitely could use a clean in there, because if you guys look in there, there's a lot of dirt. But yeah, I'm going to do this and take you step by step of how to clean inside of a motor. I bet you guys already know this, but if some people are new to like collecting Thomas items, this is a suggestion that you should definitely take to mind. And if you saw that, if it's best to also like work them throughout so that the screws won't be like seized into the plastic. Final screw, and then I'll give this a cleaning. So yeah, look at all that like dirty, gross hair. We don't want that in there. So yeah, I'm gonna do this quickly, then I'll show you of how you can clean it out. So one of the major key steps to like cleaning a motor that kind of looks like this is to either take like a brush that you have, not like a dirty, grimy brush full of paint, but for any brush that matter that is clean still they can use, just mainly like brush it out. This is a method that I like to use sometimes, and it actually works pretty nicely. It doesn't get every crack and crevice, but it is enough to like at least make it look nice again. And now since that's done, I'm gonna do the little gear here. Another tip is that if you can't get at it, you can also use a flathead screwdriver to like try and take it out. And for that matter, it did. And it's looking a lot more better in there. Nice. So if I'm going to take a look at this motor and see what I... Ooh, yeah, that's a cracked gear. I'm going to have to replace that. Where is it? So if you look right there, let me zoom in. So right there, where the flathead is looking at, that is a crack. So I'm going to replace that with another old motor that I don't use anymore. And then this gear will be good to go. And here's the gear I found. It is not that good looking, but I can clean it up and it'll look nice. But yeah, for any gears that are still good, but just have a bit of dirt in them, I highly recommend to clean them out as best as you can, because that is what it can make that noise. And I am back. And just from that little clean, it looks a lot more better. It isn't perfect, but it doesn't need to be perfect. As long as it works, then it works. So yeah, I'm going to take this and place it on the motor. If I can. Jeez. That's how you know it has a good grip. Because if this was still on here and I didn't decide to change it out, then it would have slipped pretty badly. But yeah, that's on there, and let's get this on the road. The next step I'm going to do is take a clear look at this and see if it needs any cleaning. A little bit. And then for this gear, it is pretty good, but for the main drive, it is pretty dirty. So here is another tip for cleaning these small little gears. If you also take a bit of a Kleenex and just kind of like grab it, then you don't have to get your fingers directly in there. But you can also like almost kind of like brush it in there. And if you look on the Kleenex, that's working pretty well. It isn't perfect, but it might just work. This top gear is pretty good. It's just this little one now. So here is a bit of another small tip, like from a flathead, but carefully guide it. And then it'll also get the dirt out from there. I see a bit right there. There's a closer look. Yeah, it's pretty bad in there. But it's definitely better than it was before, I will admit that. Now I'm going to do the other side of this. And there you go. That actually looks pretty good. You can't get every part, but it'll still work in the end. So now, since this is pretty much nice and clean now, I'm going to now put this back together. And basically put it back together. I'm just going to put the last little parts in, and that would be the screws. Make sure that you put the switch back on. I'm going to quickly check if it's clean. It isn't terrible. It's looking a bit more better now. Okay, let's put this last screw in. No. Oh. There we go. This switch probably just has a bit of a delay to it. Pretty nice. And it's definitely a lot more quieter without all that dirt in there. So now the next step I'm going to do is take a look at the shell of how dirty it is. Swap the shell, or at least the top for this, because the top of this still looks pretty clean. Yeah, I'll probably just do that. Then I just have to clean up this. Anyways, I'm going to try that. And if that doesn't work, then I'll be right back. So I just swapped the shell. So I'm going to give this a clean. And then we shall go for it. Just a bit of water again for this. Try and give it the clean look again. So yeah, here's that same side. Definitely looks a lot more better, cleaner. So I'm going to use this. Now, my new next step is now to put it back together. So let's get that back together. So yeah, the shell is back together now. Let's throw this new shell on the frame. And there we go. Looking snazzy. I may give these wheels a quick clean. They are pretty dirty. At least in and around it. And then I'll probably call that done. Then I shall move on to the tender and what I'm going to do with it. And I am back, and the wheels are nice and clean again. Just a bit of water on it a little bit. But they are looking a lot more better. And you may be wondering, why did I take off the side rods? Well, to be honest, for my practical AU version of my Neville, of my own Neville, which, to be honest, he's an underrated character, to be honest. He deserves to be in a lot more shows, or more episodes, well, maybe shows, but episodes of the Thomas franchise, and to be honest, I was never a fan of the white side rods that he was given. I honestly like him in red side rods. The red side rods look really nice on him. So I'm going to take these ones off and place it on my new one. And here he is in the new side rods. I love my new one, because this one is quite slow, to be honest. But yeah, he's just gonna give his eyes a quick little clean, and then that'll basically be it. Then to the tender. And just like that, the eyes are pretty much nice and clean now. They do have a bit of dirt all over his face. Probably can't get all of it. Oh wait, never mind, I can probably. But yeah, one of the major key factors is that I am going to repaint his eyes into a straightforward motion. Or at least try them hang off to a side or whatever. Not hang off, just eye movement, you know. And then that's pretty much it for this Neville. But I'll probably do the eye thing off camera. So I'll probably do this in a final show run as I'm running on the layout. And even on my new ground floor layout too. But yeah, the last step is that I'm going to do this. Practically the number on here. Make it at least look more better and more suitable. This tender, if you're wondering what I'm going to do with this Neville, I'm probably going to give this front his own. And I'm going to use this, try and even this out more. Because if you look at the wheels, yeah, there's right. But to basically try and bring this out more, like, here, that's a good view of the wheels. This one is up more higher. This one is more lower. So I'm going to try and pull these out a bit more. Then it should be more level. Because I have an idea for this. Where is she? Or it? Here. So I have an idea for this tender in mind. So what my plan is, I'm going to make an IVET engine. Or an IVET 4MT. Just to have a few bits of work to do. Make this part straight. And add more of the detail, basically. And then I'm going to swap the wheels. These ones. And make it more symmetric to Trackmaster. Then that might be done. But yeah. Back onto Neville. Just have this little detail to do, and then that'll basically be done. And after a little while, and after a little bit of eating, I am back, and I am finished with Neville. So yeah, do a quick little overview, and then I'll do a simple little run for him. So yeah, to start off, let's start off with the front. This Neville is quite nice. Quite glad that I got a new one, because, like what I said, the other one was quite old. Still have to do the eyes, but like what I said earlier, I'm going to do that off camera, like completely off camera, like when I'm done. Then replace the side rods, replace the shell for the other one. And I did do a change of coupling because the other one was a bit dirtier and this one was also quite dirty. But yeah, I'm really happy I got a new one. Well, for the sake of the tender, to be honest. And yes, I did do a number, but I will be on that pretty quick. But yeah, pretty happy of how this turned out. The sole reason why, because I had to repaint my one that I had before this one. So that was one of the main causes of why I wanted to get a new one. And the motor is exquisite now. It is a pretty good runner. But yeah, pretty happy of how he turned out. Now for the tender. So yeah, didn't really do much. Just all that I did was add a number. Might do the step ladder. Excuse me. And kept the red buffer beams as is. The only thing that I did to the buffer beams was I did a simple... Oh, I didn't do the left. I didn't do the left side buffer. But yeah, what I simply did was just sharperized the buffers. Even though I kind of missed this one by accident. But yeah, that's all that I did. I added the number. I printed this out. And then I gave it basically like a gloss finish with this. And that was basically it. Then I would use a bit of Elmer's glue. Just regular stick glue. And I glued it on. And I measured it by my ruler. And this is the center of it. But yeah. That's basically it for Neville. So, without any further ado, let's give him a running session. And here we are on the bottom layout. A fresh new updated one going all the way around my table. So yeah, without any further ado, let's get this started. I decided to put it on Murdoch because from Mr. A. Hedgehog, Neville and Murdoch are best friends. So yeah, without any further ado, let's get this. Well, yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this video of how you can pretty much fix an Trackmaster Pony engine. But yeah, I'm going to end it here on a good note for my new Neville. I hope you all like this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys all on the flip side. Peace out.